diabetic that's been struggling with weight loss? Have you been told by your doctor that if you don't lose weight, you're going to end up with heart disease, heart attacks, death, and many different complications due to your diabetes? I'm Esther Werner, and I totally understand what you're going through. You see, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I've lived with diabetes and that fear for many years. I actually gained over 30 pounds when I was first put on insulin and did not feel good. I went through sugar swings and ran after an answer to help get my life back. And I actually found one very important ingredient in not just helping me lose my weight, but actually giving me my sugar control back and really giving my life back. Would you like to know what that is? That key ingredient, that magic bullet that I found, is something very simple. You see, as a diabetic, you know that everything you eat is going to affect your sugar. It's not just about counting carbs and taking the amount of medication or insulin needed to cover your carbs. It's actually understanding the kind of carbs you eat and what it does to you. My magic bullet is not how many carbs you eat, but what kind of carbs you eat. And exactly understanding what you're putting into your body, how it's being absorbed, and that is the key to not just weight loss, but it's a huge key to weight loss, but it's also a key to finally getting the sugar control you've wanted for years. And that one component changed my whole life. And I go on and teach a tremendous amount about that. It's one very powerful, simple key, but there are different facets to it. And I would love to share those with you. And I have a series of videos that each focus on different aspects of this one key component. I also talk about different specific exercises that will help you burn fat even while you sleep, so fat loss becomes effortless. And finally, this is something that's so important that almost every healthcare provider does not really stress, and that is your emotional component, your thought process, how that has a direct impact on your blood sugars and your fat loss. In fact, there have been many studies that point to emotions and and cortisol levels. And depending on what kind of emotions you have, some will literally hold on to fat, and others will allow the body to release fat. But more importantly, as a diabetic, we're more concerned about our sugar control. And if our sugar control is not adequate, that will also have a direct impact on our fat loss. But more importantly, it will have a direct impact on your whole overall health. Your neuropathy, your risk for heart disease, your risk for stroke and hypertension. All of these factors are very real when dealing with high blood sugars. Low blood sugar is another thing that we really need to take seriously, because low blood sugars produces more acute dangers like diabetic shock and diabetic death. So if you have an understanding about not just counting carbs, but understanding carbs itself, and knowing which ones are actually good for you and which ones will cause a tremendous amount of harm for you, that's when your whole life will change. So here's what to do. Go to www.diabetichealthsystem.com. That's again www.diabetichealthsystem.com. And just fill in your name and your email address in the opt-in box. And what I'll do is I'll be sending you videos on ways to really understand this key magic bullet of mine, understanding carbs, understanding what goes into your body, understanding the importance of what's actually being absorbed in your body, not just what you eat. And some of them will be through videos and some of them will be just email newsletters. And I look forward to talking to you real soon.